Classic rock radio lives on Facebook at theradioantenna.com.
Hot Hit 3 XY, the album show. McNally playing this one if you're making eyes at your bedroom ceiling tonight. Help you along. Hot Hit 3 XY with Mick Jagger. Hard Woman to Please.
CFNY FM 102.1, The Spirit of Radio presents The Eclectic Spirit with Brad McNally.
The band we saw emerge in the early 1970s with new and fresh ideas. It was and still is a band of personalities. The first lineup featured Brian Ferry, an ex-teacher, Graham Simpson on bass, Andy Mackay on bass, on saxophone rather, Paul Thompson on drums, Brian Eno, the electronics man, and the band actually had several guitarists, Roger Bunn, David O'List, and they finally settled for Phil Manzanera. Their first LP came out in 1972, and by that time Graham Simpson left the band due to a nervous breakdown. He was replaced by Rick Canton, and the band in that form cut one of their very first singles, Virginia Plain. Well, for the past little bit, 20 minutes or so here at CFNY FM 102.1, we've been listening to cuts from the first three Roxy Music LPs. Roxy Music, For Your Pleasure, which we just heard, which is the one with Amanda Lear on the cover, and Stranded. We'll be back with more after this. And second mortgage loans are available at HFC through Household Realty. Household Finance has 37 offices in the Greater Toronto, Oshawa area. Come on in or call the HFC office nearest you. You might be interested to know that Brian Ferry, before he teamed up with Roxy Music, used to sing with other bands in his home in Northern England. He was with a band called the Banshees, also with a band called Gasboard. Mackay studied avant-garde music in London for a while. Thompson played with a band called Smokestack. Manzanera was with a band called Quiet Sun. And also in 1971, Brian Ferry actually auditioned for King Crimson and failed the audition. Robert Fripp said at the time that he thought Ferry had potential in other areas. And, in fact, talking about King Crimson, the first LP by Roxy Music was produced by Pete Sinfield of King Crimson. Well, following the band's 1972 U.S. tour, Rick Canton was replaced by John Porter, and then he was replaced by the bassist from Quartermass, John Gustafson. Now, it seems for a while the band just couldn't find the right bass player, because John Wetton, who used to be with Family, had a spell too with Roxy Music. That was 1974 to 75 before he joined Uriah Heep. Well, let's go to 1974 now, and the LP, Siren.
theradioantenna.com